Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, adventure athlete, author and motivational speaker Jamie Marais has championed Lion's Head, Table Mountain and even the dangerous Sani Pass twice in his capacity as a mountain biker. But just a few weeks ago, he became the very first person to ever cycle a vertical ascent of 9,000 meters in the equivalent elevation of Mount Everest in a big 5 game reserve for over 36 hours. Now, Jamie, welcome to Afternoon Express.
Thank you so much. Great to be here.
Look, I was actually saying to you that just ticking off all the accomplishments you've done is more tiring to me saying it than actually doing it. So hats off to you. I just have to go through, before we go into that 9,000 meter climb. You have gone above and beyond time and time again in your adventure athlete mode, and you've ticked off so many records. Can you just share with us what some of those mean to you and mean to the world?
Sure, yeah. I think the biggest, most important thing is why, why do I do these things? So, my whole goal and mission in life is to inspire people through sport to realize that nothing they're facing in terms of challenges is ever too big to face and overcome, hence taking on massive challenges like 22 summits of Table Mountain, a couple of years ago, 12 summits of Lion's Head in 12 hours, and then obviously riding up and down Sani Pass, which it's the #1 ranked most dangerous mountain pass in Africa.
Sure.
Doing that for 12 hours in shocking weather, but it's always to inspire people to believe in themselves and realize if I can do that, then they can face and overcome the challenges they're facing.
And it's that motivational speaker within you that I think resonates with all of us, that we had to pay attention to your most recent feat. I mean, I first have to go back and backtrack the actual idea. What birthed this idea, and what stage of life were you in?
Such a good question. I was actually sitting, it was during lockdown, and I was having a glass of wine and gazing into the fire and thinking about just how horrible lockdown was. And I was feeling quite down, and I thought back to the amazing time my family and I had at Kariega in December, this beautiful game reserve in the Eastern Cape, and I just phoned them up and I said, listen, how are you guys doing? I said, you must be really battling with this downturn in tourism. And I said, how's that affected funding your anti-poaching unit to protect your rhinos? And they said, no, we're really bleeding. And I said, listen, I've got an idea, but it's pretty outrageous. I'm not sure if the owners would allow it. And a couple of weeks later, I met with Lindy Sutherland, who's the director of the Kariega Foundation, and I pitched this idea. And I said, how about getting on a mountain bike and becoming the first person to ride a mountain bike for 36 hours in a big 5 game reserve to raise money for the anti-poaching unit and to feed the families of those affected by COVID in the area. And she loved the idea. The whole family bought into it, and a few weeks later we were looking for a climb which ideally didn't have lions, so we settled on elephants and buffalo in that area.
I mean, these are just the thoughts that go through your head. These are the struggles. Are there lions? Are there rhinos? Are there elephants? But you did it regardless.
Yeah, and there were lions, elephants, buffaloes, all of that. Wow. So we picked a climb that only had elephants and buffalo as the most dangerous animals in that specific area. The lions were a bit further away, but it was very tough. I mean, it wasn't exactly Chapman's Peak on a Sunday afternoon under the sunny skies. I mean, it's proper bush, with a...
But now, Jamie, I have to find out, and for some of our viewers that don't understand how incredible this is, what does that mean to the greater cycling community and mountain bikers out there?
What it means is that I did pretty much half the Cape Epic in one go in 36 hours. As far as the distance, I rode almost 350 Ks in 36 hours, pretty much non-stop, with the exception of a few interviews at the top and the bottom, and with about 9,000 meters of climbing, which is a lot. I mean, the Cape Epic is about 15,500 to 16,000 meters of climbing over 7 days.
Yes.
This was one go, so it was, and it was a bad road as well. I mean, it wasn't a polished surface.
So another quite interesting part, and this is why you fit so perfectly and effortlessly in today's show. We're highlighting individuals like yourself that put conservation above it all, animal rights, and being a voice for those that don't have a voice within our wildlife and within our big 5. So all this money, all this riding, all went where?
It went to 2 specific causes, both managed by the Kariega Foundation. The first cause was the anti-poaching unit at Kariega, who are the guardians of the rhinos, as we call them. And then it went to feeding the families of those affected by COVID in the area. I mean, Kariega employ about 300 staff, and each of those staff are breadwinners for a family of 5 or 6 people. And I mean, it's been tough for them as well, so we wanted to make sure that we were doing both conservation and community in the area. So it's people and animals, and that was the why.
I mean, you're killing it on either way. It doesn't matter who you support or what cause speaks true to your heart. There's always a way to get involved. So for our viewers out there who are just moved by your story and just want to do something in whatever capacity they can, what do you suggest they do and where should we go?
I suggest that they go to kariega.co.za with a K, K-A-R-I-E-G-A, and hit the little red donate button. There's a big thing there that says Jamie Rides for Rhinos. The campaign is still open. We've raised well over 400,000 Rand already.
Wow.
And every cent has just been so well channeled. It's going to food parcels and just keeping the APU who are out there in the bush while we tucked up in our beds at night, protecting our rhinos. And I mean, we all want our kids to be able to see rhinos one day, right? And our grandkids.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Jamie Marais, and for everything that you stand for. Not only is he pushing health and vitality, but he's also giving back to worthy causes. And I think that that is something that speaks so true to our hearts. Thank you for stopping by this Thursday. We definitely appreciate it. And all the best for future endeavors.
Thank you so much. I don't know what's next, but let's see.
As long as you don't invite me, I can't even walk in a straight line, let alone climbing up 9,000 meters. South Africa, we can get involved, however, and I will be pressing that big red donate button.
Thank you.
Hats off to you. But don't go anywhere, South Africa. We still have so much more in conservation and how you can get involved coming up.